So we're back on the road. We've just left the drip and we are going to take a different route back. So just a little bit of history about the Wiradjuri people. The Wiradjuri nation covered an area from the Murray River to the Lachlan and Macquarie rivers and east to the Great Dividing Range. They lived in harmony with the environment, using native plants and animals for their food, clothing and shelter. They hunted emus, kangaroos, possums and echidnas. An echidna looks like a little hedgehog. They caught tortoises, mussels and fish in the waters of the Goulburn River. Before Europeans came to Australia, the Wiradjuri people were the largest language group in New South Wales, and they numbered to probably over 12,000 people. The Goulburn River Valley is believed to have been a major economic trading route between the Aboriginal peoples, the coast and the Western Plains. The Goulburn River National Park is rich in Wiradjuri heritage, with at least 400 known sites, and many are not yet even documented. Surviving signs of Aboriginal occupation around here include hands on the rock, rock shelters with stone tools and art, and a large rock working site dating back at least 5,800 years. So we've just stopped to recalibrate the GPS, and there's a little fridge on the side of the road, Currayung Hill, so it obviously belongs to this farm that's to the left of us, but I have no idea what is in the fridge. I'm not sure whether it's a post box, or maybe it's for deliveries, or maybe it's just a signpost to tell people, well, drive until you see the blue fridge and then that's our place. Through the small town of Berriewa. On the right there's looks like a big grain silo. So this area is all sheep and cattle farming. Old houses. About to enter the little town of Goulgong. The name Goulgong is derived from the word used by the Wiradjuri people for deep water hole, means deep water hole. Lieutenant William Lawson passed through the area in November of 1820 and reported good grazing in the area, and this was the beginning of some settlement, and the town came into existence after gold was discovered in Red Hill in 1870. By the end of 1870 there were over 800 people on the diggings, and there were approximately 32 tons of gold that were yielded in the 1870s. So it's quite a historic little town. The famous Australian novelist and bush poet Henry Lawson lived briefly in Goolgong as a child in the early 1870s. His father was a miner in the area. And Lawson is perhaps also well known as the man who's featured on the first Australian $10 note. This is the Henry Lawson Centre. Hotel, motel and diner. Centennial Hotel. $10 motel. The Fiddler's Name. It's like a little town out of the Wild West. It's quaint. Watchmaker. Butcher, there's an auto bank. Beautiful old buildings. Then there's the Goolgong General Merchants and Traders. Wine, tappers. Goolgong Stock and Rural Pty Limited. A lot of beautiful old houses. Off on the side of the road. This is a farm driveway, but it doesn't look too busy. And so we've just pulled off here and we're going to have a quick cup of coffee. It'll be a beautiful sunset. We've been so lucky today with the weather, but it is chilly now. I'm standing shaking as I'm talking to you. But we just couldn't resist stopping here and having a quick cup of coffee. We're waiting for sunset, which is probably going to be in the next half an hour. But the light on the fields is just beautiful. You can hear the crows in the distance. There were a whole group of Maggies having some aerial warfare out on the fields. The light is beautiful. It's that time of the evening when the cows are heading home. I can hear them lowing in the distance as they probably start moving out of their pasture fields. There's a little frog I can hear. There's a patch of water. So he's doing his croaks. Makes me think of the story that I heard last week of someone who was flying to the UK from Cape Town, and her suitcase was delayed, and when she finally got it 2 days later in the UK and was busy unpacking, a little frog popped out. So he'd made the long journey all the way from Cape Town to the UK, and then made his unexpected arrival in the UK. He was taken off to a wildlife centre where he will be looked after. But you just never know what you're going to find next. Can you hear the cows? I can hear the cattle dogs in the distance. There's some crows. It's a beautiful time, late afternoon, early evening, when the world becomes still. And the sun is almost gone. It's going to sink and disappear quite quickly now, I think. So this is a little farm road that we've pulled off on. So that will take you to the farm if you keep going straight. So because the sun is behind a hill, I think sunset is going to be earlier than what we thought. So I'll keep you with me and we'll see the sun going down. It's always a magical time, sunrise and sunset. And just like that, it's going. And there she goes. So there the sun is almost gone. But just look how beautiful it is, those rays shooting up into the sky. The magic of sunset. One can never ever get tired of taking a sunset or a sunrise. Each one is so different and so beautiful, reminding us just of the incredible gift it is to be able to experience everything. You can hear the little frogs. Good night from me. And thank you for joining us on our lovely road trip to the Drip and experiencing some of the beautiful farmland in this beautiful area of New South Wales, northwest of Newcastle, where we live. Well, Maitland. So I send you love.